Guess who's back? Tonight. So, remember as kids, we used to use our pencils to draw and have fun, even crayons, paints too, to a certain point, right? But our first experience probably with crayon or pencil. So as a kid, I loved drawing, right? Drawing pencil was my thing, and I was like, yes, I love it, I love it, I love it. And then as you go through school and what have you, you start getting different interests. And so that was the path I was basically leading. And once I got to my adulthood, corporate America took over. I wouldn't even say that art was a thing that I did on the side. I just didn't do it, right? But once the kids grow up and they leave, right? It's kind of like, okay, what am I doing with my time now? What am I going to do with my time now? And so I started, I would say back in 2018, somewhere around there, I started to dib and dab just to find what interests me at this point, right? Because who am I outside of corporate America? What are my interests, right? And so I recall like getting into sewing. I started sewing clutches, like bags, loved it. It was challenging, you're trying to place that zipper in the right place. Oh, have mercy, right? But it was good. It was good. And then I'm going to say what actually pushed me back into doing art was Instagram. I started following different artists and looking and realizing on some of them, like, wait a damn minute. If they can do that, I know I can, because I could draw. And I wasn't an experienced painter. Matter of fact, painting was never my thing. I just didn't paint. I would draw, right? And so this was something new for me to paint. So I said, okay, let me try, because if they can do that, then I can do it. I can do better. Actually, I can do better. I could do better, child. Right? So, okay, that's fine. So I started sketching. I bought like a little pad to do faces, because I like to draw people. I'm not into landscapes. I'm not into architecture. Nah, no. Right? So I like drawing faces, and so that's what I started doing. Then gradually I got into painting and posted it. And there was this one painting. I don't even know if I can post it on YouTube. I mean, it wasn't crazy looking, but these platforms be tripping sometimes. And the views I got on it, I was like, what? Let me start painting some more of those. Right? But I kind of moved away from, I might post a picture. I might show you. I kind of got away from doing that and just started going into other things. So, right, I went from the universal tool that we have all touched base with, sets our path, right? Whether it be writing or drawing, whatever. And then I went to this bad boy. I did watercolor, oils, acrylics. Acrylics is what I started with. And then, as you start painting and carrying on, you're like, oh, this is cool. But I'm going to say it like again, I said before, I'm not I was never a painter. I was more of a drawer. So when I started painting, I had no idea about what colors go with what, how to blend, or what color should I paint. Now I could draw on a canvas. I'll draw a picture on the canvas. No problem. But this is what set it off. I also did watercolors. I did watercolors too. Watercolors kind of challenging. It was fun because I think as I started painting more, I realized, wait a second, I want to paint, what's the term? Be painterly? My work to be painterly. I want it to be loose. And for some reason, it just would not work out. I would always delve back into doing details in these paintings. And it was a little frustrating. It was frustrating, but I kept at it because I figured if I keep at it, I'll do it, whatever, right? But in the meantime, I got into the palette knife, right? I did a couple, I did one or two paintings with the palette knife. Some I incorporated on my regular paintings where it's just strictly with the brush, and I would incorporate the knife. But I did one with a knife, and I really, really enjoyed it. But I'm going to tell you, in every painting that I did last month, I cried. I cried. Why did I cry? I cried out of frustration. The painting wouldn't come out right, or it didn't look the way I wanted. The colors are wrong. Yeah. And then I'll push through. I get through the tears, and then I would say 8.5 to 9 times out of 10, I'm happy with the ending. So, okay, the tears, I guess, was part of the process. But I feel like if you got to cry with almost every piece that you create, you're going against the grain. Something's not flowing for you, right? Okay, fine, no problem. So to take a little break from that, or just with that, I think for painting for me, after a while, it's kind of like, yeah, is there anything else I could do? Blah, 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 blah. And then lo and behold, I did a little sculpting, y'all. Yes, I did. And what's so amazing about the sculpting, I've never sculpted in my entire life before that. The first one was like it was maybe about 3 inches tall. And it was based on a picture that I seen, and I just did that. And I was like, oh, this is cute. It's not, but I liked it first time. The second time, which was not too long after that, because there was a short window in there where I was doing sculpting, the next piece was amazing. So I don't know, if you do something where it flows and you're not crying, maybe that's what you should go with rather than what you see everybody else doing painting. I think that's what painting for some reason had taken off, like 2017, 2018, 19, somewhere around there. Like everybody was painting. Or maybe it was Instagram where you saw that everybody was painting. Everybody named Mama was painting. I think the only thing I didn't do was the pour. I don't know. The pour wasn't challenging, I feel. Not to me anyway. They're beautiful pieces of work I've seen with the pours, but yeah, it wasn't for me. I ain't gonna pour and just, I'm not gonna do it. I did do the inks. Glow inks, like, that's beautiful. I like the colors and how they popped, and so I did try that at some point. But then I went on to doing charcoal. Love it. If painterly, and this is not painterly, the style of painterly, not freebase, y'all. Oh, Lord, freestyle. Like you just draw, and you can use your fingers, and you can smooth out. And you can smooth out, and just like, I loved it. But then again, right? That's drawing, right? Only thing I didn't like about charcoal, the mess it left, how it made my fingers feel. I use gloves at some point when I do, when I use the charcoal, but I just found it to be messy. So I kind of put that to the side. I did a few things with the charcoal. I loved it. Every so often, maybe I'll go back to it, but I had to put it aside because I really didn't like the mess that left. And then I got into oil pastels. So I figured, okay, if I'm not going to be painting, let me use oil pastels. They were cool, but like everything else, not everything is created equally. And there were a couple brands that I had used when I was in that vibe. I was in it. And yeah, some blended well, some didn't. Some were opaque and vibrant, and some weren't. So, I didn't go too crazy in buying supplies because I already know me. I'll test something and then be like, yeah, I've had enough of that. And so, I did that for a little bit, and then guess what I went on to? Can you guess? Can you guess? Because I felt like at this point, I wasn't painting, and I needed something more challenging but fun, and what have you. And I just found that collaging did it. Don't ask me how that came up. I don't even know. Maybe I was just let me not say I don't know. I'm on Instagram, social media quite a bit, or I was anyway. And because I like getting inspired, I want to see what people are doing. What can I do differently? How can I be challenged? And got this little lady on my shoulder. Girl. Anyway, I like to be challenged. And so I think that's where the collaging came from. And started off simple and then got a little bit more involved in it. And I loved it. So that was there for a moment or two, and then for some reason, I don't know if it's because I'm Sagittarius, I don't know because I'm an artist, I don't know what it is. But for some reason, I won't say I went off from it. Like I just kind of switched base a bit, and then I went into inks. I love the ink pen. And I think it came from the fact that you can kind of doodle with pens. And I think that's what it was. It was therapeutic. It was like, you're still doing something concrete, but it's therapeutic at the same time. And so that's what I'm on right now. And actually, I've gone back to basics. I've gone back to this bad boy. And this is what gives me comfort. This is what makes me feel like, yeah, I'm happy. I don't like to work on anything too long. And that might be part of the reason why I don't like painting. It takes too long. Maybe I could do small ones, but I feel like painting small is a waste of damn time. I feel like it's just a waste of time. And I think in the back of my head, I just feel like, not that it's true, but to be considered like an artist, go big or go home, make the painting big, right? And I have no interest in doing anything big. I mean, there was a point where I was going out there buying those 48-inch canvases and, and I still have one sitting here. I've had it like at least 4 years and not done anything to it. So yeah, painting is not for me. And so yeah, fuck that brush. And if you feel the same way, don't feel no way. Fuck that brush and get to whatever it is that you enjoy doing. Because I've gone back to basics. Pencil, pen. That's it. Some markers. And I'm happy.